regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. We begin each meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, so I ask you to join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Price, will you call the roll, please?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Here.
Mr. DeLauro?
Here.
Mr. Call?
Here.
And what you call it?
Okay. I move to dispense with the reading of the minutes and approve the minutes to date.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. I move to approve payment of bills and payroll as prepared by the fiscal officer, subject to audit.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. I move to approve the annual appropriations for 2024 per the attached listing per the Ohio Revised Code 5705.38C regarding budgetary control. Appropriation measures shall be classified so as to set forth separately the amounts appropriated for each department. Our legal level of control is set as personal services and other per each fund. The fiscal officer will certify this and forward a copy of the annual appropriations to the Summit County Budget Committee by April 1st, 2024.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. I move to approve the attached resolution for payment of legal services rendered by Harps Becker LLC in the amount of $2,533.51. Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. I move to approve the attached proclamation recognizing the Akron Summit County Public Library's 150-year anniversary.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
Where is it? We need to read it. Where is it?
I seen it was in a folder.
What'd you do with the proclamation?
Right here.
Oh, in your red
You want
folder? Yeah, it was in the
The,
folder.
we need to read it. Do you want to read it? You want me to?
Oh, you can, yeah, you can.
Okay. It's a proclamation for the Akron Summit County Public Library. Whereas we honor longtime achievements of our local services that exist to improve their communities, and whereas Springfield Township Board of Trustees deems it necessary to highlight the achievement and bestow honor on local groups who are committed to excellence and consistently strive to improve our community. And whereas Akron Summit County Public Library, since its inception in 1874, has been a community pillar fostering a love of learning, knowledge, and culture, celebrates its 150th year anniversary. Now, therefore, we, the Springfield Township Board of Trustees, to commemorate this remarkable and momentous occasion, honor the Akron Summit County Public Library on 150 years of rich history and support to the communities it serves. In witness thereof, we have hereunto set our hand and seal this 14th day of March, 2024.
Thank you. And I move to approve the quote from the Chai Corporation in an amount of $60,197 for town hall switching, network equipment, and outdoor wireless upgrades. This to be paid from Fund Line 100-110.
It's 1,000. Should be
1,110 323 0931.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. And for the fiscal department, I move to approve payment to Otarma in the total amount of $140,182.34. This is the 2024 annual premium for all insurance issues for Springfield Township. The payment will be split among the departments and be paid from Fund Line 1,110,380 in the amount of $38,915.65. Fund Line 2031-330-380 in the amount of $22,240.64. Fund Line 2081-210-380 in the amount of $39,026.05. And Fund Line 2191-230-380 in the amount of $40,000.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
Mr. Caudill, you have some motions for the zoning department?
Yes, I do. All right. Per the BZA application 04-2023, I move to approve the quote from Summit Excavation, Inc. in the amount of $7,800 for the demolition of the original home located at 1556 Amber Drive and paid from Fund Line 9001-789-599-0940.
I would second, and just for a little explanation, that is from, there was a home being built and there was money put in escrow to demolish the house on the front part of the property once the build was complete. So this was, we were given the money from the homeowner, so we're just paying now to the excavator to have the house removed.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. The board has received a report from the zoning administrator regarding conditions of refuse, junk, and other debris on a vacant property on Columbine Avenue, parcel number 51-00802. Is there anybody here to speak on that one? All right. Proper multiple notices have been given to the property owner under Springfield's nuisance property standards and procedures to clean up, remove, or otherwise abate the condition that the nuisance remains. Pursuant to ORC 505.87, I move to declare the conditions of parcel number 51-00802 on Columbine Avenue to be a nuisance property, that an order be issued to the property owners to abate the nuisance by removal of all items detailed on the zoning administrator's report within 7 days, and failing that, this board shall act to abate the nuisance by removing the refuge, junk, and debris, with the total cost incurred for the abatement to be certified to the Summit County Fiscal Officer as a lien upon that parcel.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And Mrs. Chapman, you have some motions for the fire department?
I move to amend motions 167-15, 109-19, 231-21, 247-21, 077-23, and 225-23 for lease purchase payments for previously board authorized expenditure to be paid from Fund Line 2191-760-790.
I would second that.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
I move to amend motion 055-24 to authorize the appointment of Aaron Smith, Jason Donaldson, Antonio Fortson, Nick Nash, Brandon Beck, Bruce George Jr. to the position of full-time medic effective March 18, 2024, in accordance with the SAFER grant and contingents on the satisfactory completion of the physical examination as required by the Ohio Police and Fire Disability Pension Fund, including the satisfactory completion of drug screening. The appointment will follow the terms and conditions of employment as outlined in the current full-time firefighters collective bargaining agreement.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And Mrs. Chapman for the police department.
Move to remove Officer Corey Dorsey from part-time probation, status effective 3/27/24.
I would second that.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
I move to approve the quote from B&C Communications in the amount of $12,638.53 for the upfitting of the new cruiser number 913 to be paid by Fund Line 2905-210-430 in the amount of $4,638.53 and Fund Line 1000-930-930 in the amount of $8,000.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And now, would anyone in attendance like to address the board? No? All right, come on up, Cal.
Bill, the first thing I'd like to say is, you know, you kind of joking there last time, the last meeting, I kind of snapped and took it right. And just, I felt kind of bad about it because you've always treated me decent, so I just wanted you to know that.
Okay.
But what I really wanted to talk about, and it's just something I want you guys to, you know, the chief's not here, I wish he was, but it's something known out there on the street. It's called Gaffney law, okay?
Okay.
Now, Officer Gaffney, I don't know if he knows the law or if he just makes it up on his shift or does whatever is easier on the paperwork for him, but I have a friend that had a house over here, and there was all kinds of trash on the porch. The shed's full of trash. You guys are on him. Clean this up. Well, he's renting the house out. It was a rental. So his hands are tied in a few directions. And he's trying to do the right thing. He's not he'll put the house right in order. But anyhow, the lady that was renting the house and him got into a conflict over there. And Officer Gaffney was called. Well, she picked up a rock and knocked the window out. And my buddy's son was there. He was home from college, and Officer Gaffney wasn't doing nothing about it. I said, my buddy's complaining. He said, well, she's a tenant. She can worry about it. Well, destruction of property is destruction of property, especially when he knows it ain't hers anyhow. And they're having a conflict with her about the trash, the whole thing. See, and he's trying to do the right thing, Joe. Okay? But that's not the story.
Okay.
Here's the story. No. A few months later, we started having the meetings at the church about cleaning up Sawyerwood. Officer Gaffney's there. And he starts telling his stories. And he tells us a story how his friend had squatters in his house. He just put on his police uniform and his gun, and he went down there. And when he left, there was no more squatters. Okay? Now, you guys don't understand. I just bought like 12 cameras. Okay? Ain't for the people up there. For the people down here. Because you know why? Just like why I wish the chief was here. Me and him had a conflict at the last meeting. You know, he don't remember saying what I said he said. So the thing is, Joe, I just want to say, God was going to have to carry cameras from now on. Next time I come, I'll be carrying my camera with my tripod, whole gig. Okay? I don't have a body cam. And from here on out, the camera don't lie. And Joe, the reason I addressed you tonight is because of this right here. We have a 3-panel people right here. 2 people is going to be what's saying what's going on. All I'm asking from you, Joe, as a person in this community, is choose on the side of right, Joe, no matter what. Okay? And that's what I'm asking of you, Joe.
Okay.
And that's all I got to say.
Okay. Calvin, what's the address of where the incident was? On Kubler, okay. Okay. Well, we'll see what,
Sergeant Gaffney would, Calvin, Sergeant Gaffney
We'll talk
would have my
afterwards, too.
camera on, so I will look into it and get back to you, okay?
Well, here's another thing I didn't want to elaborate on, right? But a few weeks later, another friend of mine bought a house a few roads over, has water, that's what this water thing is. Well, he went down there to clean the place up, but they were on him too. Well, Officer Gaffney, he called Officer Gaffney because he knows it. He said, yeah, Andy, you can go down there and do whatever you want. Well, the next day, this Waters called an attorney. He called down here, I guess, Grayson Kane. Officer Gaffney goes and tells Andy, don't go back down there, I'll have to arrest you. Now, see, he don't know the law. He's not applying it. He needs to find out what he's talking about before he tells somebody what the law is and what we're going to do here. Because in this thing, you know, your constitutional rights, you know, Officer Gaffney, he wants to break your constitutional rights. If you check into it, it's about $50,000 for each.
I'll look into it, and I'll look at the body camera video, and then I'll contact you, okay?
I'm just saying, you know, that you can prove an officer broke your constitutional rights, it's usually about $50,000. You can look up on YouTube in a second. So I suggest they get smarter, start doing things right. If they don't have no common sense, you need to get another one, put them back down. Raise up somebody with some brains, common sense. That's all I'm saying.
all right, Calvin, thank you.
Hi, I'm from Nichols Road.
Okay. Could you please give us your name and address?
Rodney Goodrich,
Okay,
1790 Nichols Road.
all righty.
You know, years ago, I moved into Springfield from Akron. You know, I wanted someplace nice, someplace, you know, no trouble, no nothing. And about the second year I was there, I put up a carport, okay, to put my truck in the wintertime, okay? And I probably had it up about 2 weeks. And somebody called and said I had a carport. You guys told me I had to take it down, okay? So I was legal. I took it down because you know, that's me. But now I call you guys on a runoff that comes to my house that flooded it twice, you know, and everybody says, we don't have nothing to do with that, you know? But you'll come out, fix the road, but I got a flood in my house. Who takes care of that? I do, okay? So I do it again. I have a flood in my house. Who takes care of it? I call you guys, we ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay, I take care of it. So now it's just causing big problems, you know. I don't bother nobody, you know, but the guy across the road from me, he's losing his yard because it's runoff. I mean, my son-in-law here's got pictures of it, you know. Now, I took care of what I can take care of. The only thing I can do is put blocks on it, concrete it up, or something. And I lost insurance twice because of this flood, because they say, well, nobody takes care of it. We can't take care of it. Okay, so I got to find another insurance company. So now they won't give me flood insurance. Okay? So my wife died. It's just me there now. My son-in-law helps me out. The only thing I'm asking is somebody take care of the runoff to where I don't have no problems. When I first got there, I asked to put a black pipe in there. You all told me no, I couldn't do it. That was wrong. I can do anything I want, but I can't put a black pipe in there. So now I'm asking you to help me out because I done did everything I can do for you people. It's time for you people, I believe, to help me and the neighbors over there with the runoff. That's the only thing I'm asking. I've been there 23 years. My wife's gone now, and I took care of everything I can take care of. I've kept it clean, everything. But I can't, I mean, what else do you people want me to do? When somebody else calls and says, he got a carport, okay, you make me take it down. What was a carport? It was in the wintertime, for the wintertime. I took it down in the summertime to put it away. So, you know, I mean, something has to be done here. That's what I believe in. And I wish that you guys, I don't know who come out the house or nothing, but you still say nothing. And then the woman behind me with all the trash, what's going on with this? You know, I keep my place looking nice. But I got a woman behind me that's got trash up to the windows, up to the roof of her house. And she got 2 sheds in the back. Why can't somebody help me out instead of me helping you all out? That's what I'm asking. He can got pictures of it if you would like to see them, of the creek and the man across the road that's losing his yard too, besides of mine.
Right.
That's
Well,
all
I
I
think I've
can-
seen those pictures. That's why I'm looking confused. This is the first I heard of your house. I thought we were talking about the one where the pipe comes out and it's eroding away up to his garage or whatever. Is that your house or
No.
one that's across the street?
That's my neighbors across the road.
Okay.
But mine, it's doing the same thing to me. I put logs, telephone poles there. And it just run over the telephone poles.
Oh, you can't do that. We're going to have to cite you for that.
I mean,
No, I'm kidding.
that's what you all said I had to do.
Ted, did you happen to?
What else
have you
can I
looked at
do?
His property,
You said,
1790.
He lives across the street.
yeah, that's, I was
He lives
making sure.
I got
Because you mentioned poles.
got telephone poles put there to stop, and the water just runs over top of that.
Okay.
I mean, what do you want else would you people want me to do? You know, I come to Springfield because Akron was something, you know, I wanted someplace nice to live and everything else, and somebody to help me out instead of, you know, but when I call you or they call you, tell me to take a carport down because I just got it for wintertime and didn't take it down in the summertime. You tell me I can't have it up. So you all think about it, you know, and I'll still do what I have to do because I like Springfield. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
You know, and if it does, it does. But my yard is washing away again.
Okay.
And I did everything I can do, telephone poles, rocks, I don't know what else to do. And if you want pictures of it, he's got it.
Yeah, if you will stay after, we'll talk with Ted and everything. I think he's already talked to the county engineer about it as well, so we can get some more detail and we'll see what we can do. If we,
The whole yard is so wet because of that, the mower just sinks. Like you can't use 90% of that side of the yard. Right?
Yeah.
It's just bad. And any kind of storm that comes through, the way it washed, like I'll show you the pictures, but the way it washed, the other guy across the street, it backs up so bad that it floods into his basement. It goes up into the pipe.
okay,
We tried everything.
okay.
And I'm just,
Hiring people is talking about.
The one across the street?
We're 1813, we're across the street.
Okay, okay.
And the county came, I mean,
you're fine.
the county came in before he moved in and put in a larger culvert. It
Okay,
used to be smaller because there was flooding in Green from the creek. And they fixed the problem for Green, but made it worse for us because the creek then goes through our property under Maslin Road.
okay.
And the culvert is smaller there. So that's why it backs up and it floods ours.
And yours is the
So,
one where it's
excuse me.
eroding now up to your garage?
That's where our garage.
Yeah, okay.
And we were gonna
Okay,
try
that's-
and get his garage twice.
I know.
And someone had come out and
what?
bad.
Okay,
Every time we had a floodplain if it rains,
It- okay.
and they can't get in.
Right, okay,
But yes, our property is a road.
okay.
See, and technically, if you go and fix your own property, you know,
Yes.
it's against the riparium
Yeah.
right? So we definitely need to do something to
Yeah.
resolve
It'd be
this.
nice because
Yeah.
we did.
I'd see,
Yes.
yeah, you sent me the pictures and yeah, and next year, I mean, it's gonna be over.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm surprised your insurance company's not demanding that you get anything
And
done.
we did, we talked to the engineers back when they did that, because we had it all set up too, where we had retained, and retained was not, said one.
Yeah, everything's just going. And, you know, that's the main thing, but the woman behind me with all the, you know, I mean, there's a house behind me, she just got them up to her doors, trash and stuff, and 2 rundown sheds, you know? But I appreciate it, you know, if you could do what you do for me, you know, without you saying, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, that's a question, and that's the answer I got a long time ago. You do what you gotta do. You know, I'm 70 years old, you know, I don't wanna lose it, but,
Right.
you know?
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it, like I said, I've seen pictures of, I guess, of your property there, and it is a, so if you want to stick around when we're done here, Ted, we can talk about it. He has, Mr. Weinsheimer has contacted the county engineer already to see if what can be done, you know, because we have to go by certain guidelines and stuff. It is private property, it's your property, but we'll see if we can help you in any way.
I just don't understand why they can't put a tube through there, like one of them big
Right.
tubes, and then let it run all the way down past her property into the road. It just don't make no sense. I mean, it's not hurting nothing.
Right.
I mean, it runs off of up there in Green, you know, and if you put it in my property, you know, what's it gonna hurt? It's still gonna run. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
I'm Michelle Moyer. I live at 1192 West Parkway. And to this gentleman's point, he has a good point about the riparians. Like Jeremy said, the riparians serve a purpose. The county has not, you know, come in to enforce as much as we would like them to, but we're going to be paying taxes next year for a stormwater management district, and projects like yours that's channelized in a ditch this big to carry water this big. It's a great project to ask the county to help with. I would say that reducing the riparians for our township would be a backwards move. We haven't yet had to enforce, nor tried to enforce the difference in the riparian depth yet. We don't have an official view from the county about who enforces what and who has to enforce to what degree. I would say that the county 937 sets the limit. Although it's less than ours, the county is still involved. And I think you have to embrace their help to enforce it. But reducing the township's riparians, because you don't know how you're going to do it yet, is just really not giving yourself time to get the official and maybe executive opinions from people higher up. You know, it can't be a knee-jerk response. But stormwater management district funds should help people like these.
Anyone else? Step right up.
This is for Jeremy. I just got to get this out of my system so I can sleep tonight. And I know I'm late to the party on this, but can you tell me something about what's going to go on at Kim Tam, the 420 marijuana whatever.
Sure, you just missed it. We actually had the guy.
I know, and if I'd have known that.
Yeah, well, you just missed it. But he called me, it was a while ago, and he wanted to rent the park out. And I was pretty leery about it. And I'm like, well, it passed. And I remember being at the polls, and it's like, there were so many people there, it overwhelmingly passed. And so I went to the chief of police and I asked him his opinion. I went to the fire chief, and the actual chief of police, he went up to one of Johnny's events up in Cleveland. And pretty much it's going to be like a farmer's market where you learn about soils and seeds and like growing and lights and like to grow cannabis.
Okay.
But it's going to be like it's going to be like a growing.
Yeah, but you talk about it like it's going to be something good.
What do you describe good to me? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, so you're going to teach people how to grow marijuana?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my event, so I can't speak on, what.
Well, I understand that, but it's your
It's my venue.
facility
Correct.
that you're having it in. So it's supposed to be a family place. I mean, I grew up here with my kids.
I discussed that with Johnny when I told him that there would be no way that an event like this would take place like during the regular season. And our season's mainly Memorial Day to Labor Day.
And I get
and
that
this is
too.
before the season, and it's legal now, and I ran it through all the channels.
But I mean, you're a trustee, Springfield Township. You're supposed to be doing good things. Why don't you have some kind of festival for young kids to maybe have somebody come in and talk to them about not doing drugs, what drugs do to you? I talked to a couple young kids. I worked at Springfield for almost 30 years. The one kid now was on drugs bad. Good kid in school, nice, never cussed, never disrespected. I sort of helped him out through school. Then after he graduated, never heard no more from him. Saw his brother one day. He said, oh, he's in rehab. I said, he was on drugs? Oh, yeah, bad. I had no idea, never thought he would be. So I talked to him today, and I said, what's your take on this? He said, him and a buddy, when they were younger, he's only 24 or something, smoked cigarette. We ain't gonna smoke no more after this, ain't right. Smoked a joint, we ain't gonna do no more after this. Did meth, did heroin, did it all. Had to go to rehab. Now he's in good shape, but he started off with the marijuana. And I know everybody and their grandma smokes it now. But my whole thing of it is, why would you condone that? I'm not saying you personally, but why would you entertain? That's like my grandkids. I don't want them to grow up doing drugs. I have 3 kids. I prayed every night, please don't ever let my kids grow up to be drug addicts. My husband's son died of an overdose. 2 or 3 kids that were at school, Springfield, you never would have thought died of an overdose. All started out smoking pot, and I don't care who you are, you ain't gonna stop. I have a friend, she caught her son smoking pot, I remember 20 years ago. If that's all he does, I'll be happy. I said, but that ain't all he's gonna do. Oh, yeah, he won't do nothing else, he said. Now he's 30-some and a heroin addict. Started on pot, no big deal. And, I mean, if you want to smoke pot, smoke it. I mean, but why would you want to do that? And then in the summer, you want the mom, dad, their young kids to respect you and come to Kim Tam and swim. That's my whole thing. I just be like me telling my kids, you don't drink, you can't drink. But I drink every night. I don't. But it's the same thing. I just don't turn Springfield into a...
I wish Johnny was still here so he could, like, I'll try to get him back in here, and like any community members that, you know, still have a problem, because we still have plenty of time, that he could address it.
I don't care what Johnny does.
When he first told me, I was against it. And then once he educated me, I was like, wow, I learned a lot of stuff. And like, I think we could use this as actually an educational
Yeah, but
tool.
do you think Johnny's gonna say, I mean, Johnny's all for it. I have a friend that I've had her for 30 years. She smokes pot like it's her job. She never used to, and she was fun. I love being around her. I don't know why she smokes a pot. She does it about all day. I can't stand her. I don't even want to be around her now because it's changed her that much. So, I mean, I could go to her and she'd be like, oh yeah, because she's told me how many times, you need to try it. You know, my husband died. You need to start smoking pot because then, you know, you won't be worked up, you won't be nervous. Really? And you know what? I would never want my kids to see me smoking pot or even think that I did.
I agree with
because that's all I've ever not wanted them to do. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, I know a lot of people that come to your park. I know they do. But do you really think, I mean, I know Johnny's gonna stand here and talk to me all day. Because I'm sure Johnny knows all. Because that's what he does. I can sell you cleaning products like none other, because I can clean like none other. But that don't mean you're gonna like them. That's my whole thing. I think I'll be able to sleep tonight now.
Well, I'm sorry, say again?
I'll be able to sleep tonight now. Because I wanted to say that.
Okay.
Like you. I ain't nobody, but.
Oh, I'm glad you expressed that to me, because there's probably a lot of people that feel that way.
Oh, there is.
I'm sure. And there's a lot of people that are embracing it too. I mean, there's a lot. I mean,
Wait.
I was overwhelmed when I was at the polls, and like all the people that actually voted on it, that they didn't even know that Springfield had a trustee. I was there trying to meet people. They're like, I'm just here for the weed thing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. How many of them were young?
There was
Yeah.
There was quite a few young people, but there was also a lot of older people that, you know, a lot of these people, you know, they've been growing it. You know, now it's kind of like the prohibition is over, you know.
So I can grow it then at my house?
Well,
and then-
there's rules on growing it. You know, you can't grow it outside, and it has to be in a greenhouse, and, you know, there's all kinds of rules with it.
So my grandkids, probably, they can help me water them, and, I mean, I'll get them
I'm
all.
not sure. I don't have a green thumb at all, so I'm sure I would kill anything that I
I
tried to
do.
grow.
I mean, I want that for my grandkids, so I'll have to teach them how to.
I mean,
Okay. They're not gonna be watered.
thank you. All right.
So I'll speak to that too. I personally think, Jeremy, you should be able to do what you want there. It's your park. Is this a charity event?
I'm sorry, say
Is this a
again?
charity event? This is a rental, right?
Yeah, it's a
Okay, so you're renting it to somebody else, but the property is still, should be held to the non-conforming uses that were granted in 2018, actually to Mr. Cottle. Community events is one of the many that are listed in that. But community events, as we interpret it, means community coming in. That means everybody. That means the little kids can come over. That means your grandkids can go in there. That's not just an adult play park time. It's a community event. It's how the township is classifying it, and I disagree. This isn't a farm market. It's a trade show that's limited. It's expulsionary to certain ages. It's segregatory because only people a certain age with this interest go to the trade show. I mean, you don't go to the 8-track show because you're probably not buying 8-tracks anymore. It's a trade show. It does, and it shouldn't be included in, it shouldn't be allowed just because it doesn't follow the non-conforming use. And unfortunately, you'd have to go back to the BZA, ask them, hey, can I do this? If it excludes certain people, that's just how it is. And the trustees can't override it, and the zoning administrator can interpret, but you can't override either.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Anyone else? Debbie?
I just have one quick question here. Deborah Davis, on the subject of this, I didn't see in the article or anything, but I think I heard him say earlier that it was 21 and over.
Correct.
Okay. Are younger kids going to be allowed in there with an adult?
No.
Okay, so no one under 21 is going to be in there, even if they're with a parent?
Correct, yes. No.
Thank you.
Anyone else? If you want, yeah, you're allowed.
I heard all this. I smoked about a ton in my life,
Okay,
I had enough to fill this room.
all right.
And look, when I started smoking it, my mom said, son, you don't know what you're doing to yourself. You'll never be the same again. You don't know what you're doing. And she cried. I said, wow. So years went by, my brother smoked it, and everybody in the neighborhood smoked it. Let's tell the truth. Everybody smoked it, okay? Finally, one day, Joe, my mom said, let me try one of them son of a guns. So she smoked it. Now, she never smoked after that, but she said, that shit ain't nothing. I said, well, Mom, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now they want you to put it on your pits, take it for cancer, rub a little bit on your knee. Your knee hurts, that's good for your knee.
Right.
And so many health things, see. So I say, go, Jeremy. Good move. So I want to say, Joe.
All right, thanks. Anyone else? Good? No? Okay. So any of my colleagues here have any announcements?
Sure, I do.
All right.
All right, I want to tell you guys about the Spectrum Community Channel. The Spectrum Community Channel 1023, Springfield and Lakemore Community Channel 1023 is proud to serve the communities by providing access to local government meetings and programming and information of community events. We are currently running special programs. Tune into Spectrum Channel 1023 for recent programming. To view the current program schedule, go to the channel's Facebook page or go online to springfieldtownship.us. Community members can access all current and past programming on demand via our YouTube channel. Find it by searching Springfield Lakemore Community Channel. More community information is available from us on Facebook, Springfield Lakemore Channel 1023, Instagram, Springfield Lakemore Channel 1023, and X, formerly known as Twitter. It's at Springfield Lakemore Channel 1023 at Springfield LAK1. And our blog is Springfield Lakemore Channel 1023 News and Views. Please let us know of any event or activity in the Lakemore or Springfield communities that you would like to see on the community channel by contacting our government officials. Please let us know how we can best serve you. Thank you to the Springfield Trustees for the help and support in giving these announcements and promoting the community channel. Thank you, Frank, Jim, Dan, Cheyenne, and Carolyn. The following programs are currently running on the channel showing the date they took place. The Springfield Schools Financial Meeting on 3/4, the Springfield High School Junior High School Choir Concert on February 27th, the Spirit Sparktacular Showcase Part 1 on February 24th, the Spirit Sparktacular Showcase Part 2 on 2/24, and Village of Lakemore Council Meeting on 3/4.
The Easter egg hunt is Saturday, the March 23rd at 11 a.m. at Springfield High School.
Next Saturday. All right, good.
Where's it gonna be?
Well, honey,
Where's it gonna be?
at the Springfield High School.
Oh,
All right.
Depends on the weather. It depends on the weather, yeah, sorry. I know, I try to,
And I see, I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but we have members of the Springfield Women's Club here. I don't know if they'd like to talk or they just here to check it out, see, yeah. Heard about all these good things, all right.
Didn't know my neighbor was gonna be.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
I think
All
my
right,
mom,
but-
I think my mom just joined that, I think. Does she? Yeah.
All right, so,
Yes.
yeah, for Nichols Road, if you guys want to stick around, we'll get some more information, look at the pictures. We can, Ted, like I said, Ted actually really was, I'm not blowing smoke. He really was working on that with the county engineer. So we'll, see if we can get something remedied for you guys over there, okay? If I hear nothing else, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes,
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to Melissa watching at home.